Hey buddy, if you're trying to decide between the PS5 Slim and the PS5 Pro, you've come to the right place. I've spent enough time playing on both to share my honest experience. So let's break it all down in simple terms. First things first, form factor. The PS5 Slim is all about being neat and compact. It trims away some of that bulk from the original fat PS5, which is especially nice if you have limited space or just don't want your console to be the largest object in your living room. It's lighter, easier to move around, and definitely looks more discreet. Meanwhile, the PS5 Pro sits somewhere in between the Slim and the old-school PS5 in terms of size. It's still relatively tall, about the same height as the original, but it's narrower, and Sony added a new extended light strip that runs along the front. That glow can look awesome in a dark room, but might not matter much if you usually play with all the lights on. Another neat design touch on the Pro is the return of decorative air intake ridges around the central black section, which some fans say throw back to the PS4 Pro's triple-layer look. One downside on both Slim and Pro models is the lack of a bundled vertical stand. If you like your console standing tall, you'll need to shell out extra cash for the official stand, or hunt down a cheaper third-party option. It's a bummer because previous generations typically included something to stabilize the console vertically. But hey, that's the direction Sony's going these days. Speaking of extras you'd expect in the box, the disk drive on both consoles is now optional. That means you can buy the digital edition and save a little money up front. But if you later decide you want to play physical games or watch Blu-rays, you'll have to purchase the external drive separately. Be warned, these drives can run out of stock fast, and some resellers might price gouge if there's a big demand. So if you're a fan of boxed games, it may be wiser to grab the drive at the same time you get the console, or just pick up the disc edition directly if it's available. Now let's move under the hood. Both PS5 Slim and PS5 Pro use the same general processor family, AMD Zen 2, with 8 cores and 16 threads. The Pro does have a slightly higher clock speed, but don't expect that to turn your games into a completely new experience. Where the Pro truly stands out is the GPU. It's built on a newer RDNA 3 architecture, offering more compute units and roughly 30-40% more graphical horsepower on paper. That can translate into better frame rates or higher quality visuals in certain games, especially those patched to tap into the Pro's power. Another biggie is storage. The Pro ships with 2 terabytes, so you have more room for those massive 3A installs. The Slim remains at 825 gigabytes, same as the original PS5, which can feel tight if you like to juggle multiple huge titles. Of course, both consoles support adding an extra SSD, so you can expand your storage down the line. Still, it's nice having 2 terabytes baked into the Pro from day one. In terms of cooling and noise levels, the Pro gets a mild edge. It has a more advanced system designed to handle the extra heat from the stronger GPU, and as a result, it can run a bit quieter under load. That said, the Slim is no slouch. It runs cooler and quieter than the fat PS5 ever did, so you really can't go wrong either way. Let's talk about what really matters: gaming performance. Sony introduced its new PSSR upscaling tech in the Pro, aiming to boost resolution and clarity without sacrificing too many frames. In a handful of newer titles that have Pro-optimized patches, like some big open-world games or first-party exclusives, you'll notice a sharper image and fewer frame drops. It's not night and day, but it's enough for keen-eyed players to spot differences in side-by-side comparisons. Then there's the so-called Game Boost, meant to help older PS4 titles run smoother. This can mean a steadier frame rate or higher resolution, but results vary wildly by game. Some see a decent jump in performance, others barely change. Remember, developers need to actively patch or optimize games for the Pro to really make the most of that extra GPU headroom. Many do, especially 3A studios, but plenty of third-party devs might skip it, focusing on the biggest audience, which is still the regular PS5 user base. Regardless of which console you choose, you'll be using Sony's DualSense controller. It's the same on both Slim and Pro, featuring adaptive triggers and haptic feedback that can add a new dimension to certain games, like feeling the tension of a bowstring in Horizon Forbidden West, or the rumble of Spidey's web shooters in Marvel's Spider-Man. If you're upgrading from PS4, this alone can make a big difference to your immersion. Now let's find out who should buy the PS5 Slim. If you're a casual gamer or on a budget, the PS5 Slim is the perfect choice. It lets you play all the latest releases without paying extra for features you might not even notice. Living in a small space, like an apartment or dorm? The Slim's compact design makes it a great fit. It's sleek, lightweight, and won't dominate your setup. And if the 825 gigabytes of storage is enough for you, you're good to go. Even if it isn't, you can easily upgrade later with an additional SSD. So, if you want a straightforward way to enjoy everything this console generation offers without breaking the bank, the PS5 Slim is a no-brainer. And who should get a PS5 Pro? If you're the type who notices every little detail, sharper textures, smoother shadows, and higher frame rates, the PS5 Pro is for you. Its upgraded GPU delivers more power for a better visual experience. It's also ideal for early adopters and those thinking ahead. Big upcoming games like GTA 6 will likely take full advantage of the Pro's extra capabilities. And let's not forget storage. With a built-in 2TB SSD, you'll have way more room for games, meaning less time spent deleting and reinstalling. That said, keep in mind the Pro comes with a higher price tag. If you want all the extras, like a disk drive, a stand, or an extra controller, it can get expensive fast. But for those who want the best Sony has to offer right now, the PS5 Pro is worth it. At the end of the day, both systems are great ways to jump into Sony's current gen ecosystem. The Slim is smaller, cheaper, and does just about everything you need for a fantastic gaming experience. The Pro, while more expensive, offers a little headroom for higher frame rates and sharper graphics, along with extra storage to make your life easier. If you're not super picky about having the absolute best visuals and you'd prefer to save some cash, go for the Slim. But if you want the top-tier console Sony has to offer right now, or if you've got a monster 4K TV and want every edge possible, then the Pro might be worth the upgrade. Either way, you're getting a solid piece of hardware that'll keep you busy with awesome games for years to come. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Hopefully this breakdown helps you figure out which PS5 feels right. Whichever you pick, happy gaming and enjoy the ride.